Welcome back to Sponge's Shifty Bathroom, everyone. I put my teeth in for you so I can yap at you for a couple seconds. I think the last time that I really went into depth on anything on here was back when John Cena turned heel at, I think it was Elimination Chamber. And since then, we've had WWE's acquisition of Lucha Libre AAA, WrestleMania 41. We've had Travis Scott ruin the main event to WrestleMania 41. We've also gotten R-Truth in the main event of shows again. That's exciting. Not only that, but was fired, rehired, and then put into the main event scene, which is still debating if that was a work or not. We've had King and Queen of the Ring. We've also had John Cena versus CM Punk in perhaps their final match ever. Actually, their final match ever. Which I'll talk about CM Punk in Saudi Arabia at another point, trust me. We had Money in the Bank, which also featured a AAA show earlier that day in which Chad Gable essentially pulled double duty. At least that's what we're led to believe. El Grande Americano, we're still not really sure about him. We had Seth Rollins win said Money in the Bank briefcase, which is probably the most unnecessary way to put Seth Rollins into a championship picture. And not to mention that we also have a Money in the Bank briefcase with no holder because Seth Rollins is currently injured. We had the all-women show, WWE Evolution 2, which was a phenomenal show for the weekend and a phenomenal weekend for wrestling. And speaking of phenomenal, we had AJ Styles return to TNA Slammiversary in his first appearance for the company in I think over 10 years. And depending on how you feel about these individuals, we also had Bill Goldberg's final match, which if you want to know how I feel, I did call him Bill Goldberg as opposed to just Goldberg, and also the timely or untimely passing of Hulk Hogan. And I guess in saying all of this, what I'm really trying to say, at least for myself, it has been very overwhelming these last couple months to be a wrestling fan. So what I'm going to do, and hopefully this will motivate me to make a couple more videos as opposed to waiting months at a time until I feel motivated enough to do so, I'm basically going to take this video, break down each of the sections I talked about into separate videos. So stick around for that if you're interested. I guess what I'm saying is I have a lot of catching up to do and a lot of wrestling to watch. It's never a bad thing in my book. And not that I think any of y'all would actually really care enough to tell me this, but whatever you want me to talk about first, or if you ever want me to talk about anything specific you're thinking about, let me know. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, follow, whatever. Bye.